Hey guys, Joe Ludovico here of the East Coast Shuka Monorailers, and welcome back to the Modeling Shop. Last week's episode was a great success. Everybody really liked it, so it seems that unboxings are popular, so I'll try and do more of those in the future. First of all. Second of all, I hope everybody is doing their best to stay healthy. As I promised, I'm putting up tons of content between now, and we're just getting episodes up now, it seems like every week. As I said, you can go back onto eBay. We're putting up stuff every day now. Today I'm hoping to get up the monorail so everybody can go take a look at that, as I said in the last episode. And yeah, that's the big stuff. Today we're going to do something, again, a little different. We're going to go back into the train room, and we're going to run some of the trains. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I've been doing whilst on hiatus from doing videos, so we'll catch you guys up on the new stuff on the layouts. And, I want to remind everybody, please, in the comments section below, to put your questions about monorailings. We want to answer them. That's our goal with this show, besides introducing you guys to monorails, is we want to answer your questions on model railroading, because I know there are tons of you out there that have questions and you want to go, ooh, please, I have a question. So do ask. We're here to answer. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the train room. Okay, so we're in the train room, and you notice that we're looking at the O gauge section of our layout. What you may notice is there's an engine on the tracks here, and it's one that I've had for a long time, but it hasn't been working. So when I first got it, I got it at a train show. Very reasonably priced, so of course I bought it. It's an MTH Premier Line DD1, Long Island DD1. And I get home to run it, and the board is blown. And it's not it's not your Protosound 3 board, no, it's a Protosound 2 board. So you know the story with Protosound 2. You call every repair shop in the tri-state area, and they give you the same deal. $400, because I got to go and do a full maintenance, and it's a pain in the neck. So I found somebody who would do it for about $300, which is much cheaper than I've been getting. It was originally about $230 for just the replacement set, but he needed to put in some other stuff. The tether cable was all smashed up, and the oddball thing, so it dragged up to about $300. But he was very reasonable, and he said, just pay me the cost of the replacement kit and I'll put it in. And that was the best I'd gotten, so I sent it out to him, and within about 2 or 3 weeks I had it back in operation. So, well worth it, and it's good to have it back online. I thought I would show you guys the DD1 in operation today, because it's such a cool locomotive. And the great thing about it is it's designed, and the announcements in it are prototypical. So you'll hear, like in most DD1s from back in the day, that these guys were in Jamaica, Penn Station, because the LARR ran steam. Now, in the underground stations, you can't have steam. That's deadly. So what they did was they came up with the DD1. They would switch the steam locomotive out right at the station, pull the DD1 up, and the DD1 would bring the passenger cars into the station and out. They would also run between Jamaica and Penn Station, so they wouldn't have to keep switching locomotives and wasting time. They carried milk on these trains. There were milk cars in the front of the train, and you'll hear the announcements on this guy. When I play them, it says, we're taking a little more time than normal loading up the milk from, I think it's Sheffield Creamery. Anywho, that's what you're going to hear. And it's a little cool, neat piece of history. And MTH is really well known for making oddball locomotives like the DD1, like the BB3 rat locomotives, which I'm hoping to get a set in pretty soon. But anyway, this is one of those locomotives that I'm really glad to have back in operation. And we're going to show you, we're going to answer a question on this. I did find out there is sort of an inherent thing with these guys, and it's only on one. You'll find out when you get them. And I have yet to solve it myself. But when you get them, and they're all like this, they'll make all your turns, but then there'll be one where it just, for some reason, derails. I don't know why that is. Supposedly it's something to do with one of the couplers, that it slips, and I guess it gets caught on the rail. I don't know. But I know we're not the only ones that have that issue. I've asked a few people that have them, and they told me the same thing. So, if you have that issue when you get one, or if you have one, you're not alone. That's the most important thing you know about that. So let's get this guy rolling, and we'll check out the announcements, the sounds, and we'll continue on our tour of what's new and different here on the layout.
Jamaica. This stop, Jamaica. Hey, friend, I think this is your stop. It is? Oh, thanks. larger than usual today, and will take a little longer to load than normal. We'll get underway as soon as we can. Okay, folks, the milk is loaded and we're about to get underway. Those of you with connections to Penn Station should have just enough time to find your trains. All aboard. Conductor's giving us the highball signal.
Okay, so that was the DD1. You got to see the walk through the announcements and a little bit of it running. We're zoomed in right now on something that I recently added to the layout. It's a kit made by Bar Mills. It's an O-scale freight elevator. Now I've got one that I haven't made in the back. And comment in the box below, but in the next episode I think I'm going to upload, I'll do a tutorial on how I did this and I'll show you guys start to finish. It's really simple. It's not hard at all, and it's a great little piece to add to anyone's layout. The kits that they sell come with 2 freight elevators per kit, and they're really simple to build and construct. And once you do them, you're really not going to have any regrets. I think this looks great. You'll also notice that I redid on both sides the buildings. I took out the old ones and I put new ones in, so it looks a lot better. And I'm actually going to just zoom in on another kit that we're going to do a tutorial on, I think, in the next video, because I bought multiples of a bunch of kits because I just like them so much. And I'm just going to move us to right here. This is another kit that I did by Bar Mills. It's the marquee kit, and they come in 2 different marquees. You've got this one here, which is the F.W. Woolworth Company, and then if we come down here, we got one more, and that is this one here, the Westcut Wire and Cable Co. So I think I'd like to do a tutorial on both of these kits, because these both come in the same kit, the Westcut and the the FW Woolworth. That's the marquee set, the 2 marquees per set, in other words, 1 of each. And then again, I'm going to probably do the freight elevator in a video. So I think, comment if you'd like to see that, because I want to see reactions, but I probably will upload it in the next episode. But on the O side, the other thing that's new, besides that, is on the opposite end, I have the gigantic buildings. You can see my big warehouses. I did finish the bottoms of them off. There are cars there, and I painted the bottoms black, so it looks like it's pavement. So I'm working towards finishing that. And of course, you'll notice there the Q-type subway. That's a new addition to our subway fleet. So now we've got 3 working and 1 that I'm working on getting up and running. It was another bad buy. I bought it with the DD1 on a 2-for-1 deal, and turns out somebody ripped out the MTH boards and put Lionel boards in it. So yeah, they can't run that. And the Lionel boards that were blown out to boot. So it really was a bad buy. Hence the buyer beware, if you will. So I'm going to just take a second, reset the camera, and we're going to take a look at the HO side, because I got something really cool to show you guys. And I'm hoping to inspire some people to do something really different with their layouts with this next one. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the Titleist Bond. The last time we looked at this, I think I said I was in the process of installing it. So that had been there for about 3.5 years, and during the first episode when I introduced you to the train room, I decided I was going to do it all in one night when I first got it, and I kind of got frustrated, and I said, you know what, when I get back to it, I'll get back to it. And that was 3.5 plus years ago. Well, I got back to it, and it's now officially up and running. So I'm going to try and zoom in on the top portion of it, the mountain station as they call it, so you can see what one of my favorite spots on this whole run. Of course, both stations are operational, and you've got one station at each end. The kit itself, the Titleist Bond, when you get it, comes with both stations, both cars, everything you see here, except the mountains. I made the mountains myself, obviously. And then you can install them however you choose. I actually took 2 HO scale I-beams, gigantic I-beams, and took them into the side of the mountain, so it looks like it's literally on the cliffs. And that's the idea. It goes in real life from the green to the white snowy peaks. So let's watch it run. Power's on. It'll take a few minutes to come on. It'll take a few seconds, I should say, to come on. I'm just going to zoom in on the mountain station here so you guys can take a look at that. What you'll notice is there are people up there skiing. They're not going to go off a cliff, believe me. I haven't installed the rest of the mountain yet, but it's so worth watching it run. So now we're looking at, this is what they call the valley station. So this is on the lower part of the Titleist Bond. Okay, so I was hoping that, you know, maybe someone will see this and go, ooh, that's something kind of cool I want to put on my layout, because I always encourage you guys, be different, do different things on the layouts, you know, and this is one of those things you could definitely do. It takes a little time, you'll get frustrated, believe me. Take your time, and remember what I'm about to tell you, Rome was built in many days, but it's well worth it. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys will try something like this, not necessarily this, but you can get other cable cars that Brown made. They're not cheap. They're well made, but you're going to pay for it. But they're well worth it. Okay, so for the last part of the episode today, we're taking a look at what might look to some people like a lot of clutter, but in reality is my detailing bench. This is where I keep all of the things that I put on the layout, whether it be lamps, signals, people, anything and everything, you know, my grasses that I use, my water effects that I might use, adhesives, you name it, they're in this bench somewhere. So we're going to take a look at a few of my favorite things that I have in my detailing repertoire, and some of my favorite items I recommend that you get and try and experiment with. So let's dive in. I'm just going to move the camera. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to show you something that I absolutely love, and that is this stuff right here. These are called Mini Nature. They're buffalo grasses. So I'll show you, for example, this is some of the short buffalo grass tufts they do. They do them in multiple colors, you can see here. And I'll take, this is here, I'll take them out so you can see what they are. They're literally sheets, and on them are little tufts, if you can see that, there they are, of grass. And you pull them off the sheet and you place them either next to tracks, you know, in field areas or areas where you might have little grass growths. And they come in all colors, and I'll show you, they come in different sizes. I have 3 different sizes here, actually. I've got these two, which are short buffalo tufts in a spring and autumn colors. I've got this, only the one. It's an autumn tone, but it's a long, as you can see there, buffalo grass tufts. And then I've got autumn and spring extra long buffalo grass tufts. Now there are other colors I don't have. There's the one that looks like it could be hay, if you wanted to do hay. But again, I love them. You know, that's why I have so many of them. They're great, and I put them next to the track, and it really, or anything even, like little signs, and it really makes it look like it's been there for a long time, and it ages everything so nicely. So I recommend you get them, and just, you don't have to get as many as I have. You get like one or two that you like and try them. That's what I did, and they're about $5 a pack. They're not terribly expensive, but they're not inexpensive either. And so, that's just one thing that I recommend you guys try. It's one thing I keep in my detailing repertoire that I love, and I always go to. Another thing that I use, and I have one here. This is one, but I use a lot of them. These are by, I forgot who makes these. These are Appalachian green spruce. They're Home Sense. I think it's Home Access. One of them makes these. I can't think of the name of them, but if you go to Scenic Express, they have them. They're not cheap. I'll tell you that right now. This tree here is about a $10 tree. They're not cheap, but they're really fantastic. I mean, they're so realistic looking. This pack doesn't do it justice, but this is an Appalachian green spruce. They've got blue spruce, lodgepole pine. They've got cypress trees. They've got sequoias. I mean, fantastic trees that you can use, and I recommend them. Let's see, what else would I recommend for you guys to try? Oh yeah, you could try this too. If anybody is looking at the Lionel pre-war O-scale diner car and you want to replace the bushing on the front, or you're looking for a good hedge, again, I'm a big Woodland Scenics guy, so I have a lot of their product. I buy a lot from them, but I would strongly recommend this to you guys. This is Ornamental Hedges, and you can see what they look like there. They are literally what they sound like. They're ornamental hedges. They're hedges that you can cut and shape whichever way you so choose. I recommend them, personally. They're great for anything, and you can see here they have uses. Again, I'm a big Scenic Express guy, so again, a lot of their product I use, but I think it's fantastic. Also a big Bar Mills guy. Try Bar Mills. They've got great stuff. In fact, I've got some kits I can show you. Give me one second here. Okay. So, for example, they make, and I have two of them, and I'm going to show you one. Bar Mills makes they make sets of signs like this. Classic wood signs. Okay, you notice all the layouts have these great signs on them. This is what they end up looking like. I've got one here that I have to put on the layout that I'm repairing. I got out of a collection, but that's Bar Mills. Morton Salt Company, and you paint them yourselves because they are just plain wood. You paint them yourselves. The decals are already painted on there. The decals come, so like this guy here, you would get this decal in the kit. They wouldn't expect you to paint that, but the sign, the backing, you paint gray. Maybe you paint the lettering too. Some of them you have to paint the lettering like the Does Do It. You have to paint. The Morton's was painted, obviously. You had to paint, but this is a decal. And they're great. They look really realistic. You can put them on. I have them on my layout. That's why I got another set of them. And yeah, they're fantastic. Bar Mills, I don't know if they still do production, but if you go to the shows where they are, they will have bins of them on sale, and they're very reasonable to buy. Another Bar Mills kit I would strongly, if you find them, recommend. And I talked about this. We're going to do some. Let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. So. This is a Bar Mills, again, this is a single sign. Bar Mills A&P sign. Single sign, but well worth it. They come either the packs or the old school way they used to do them single sign. Now they do them in packs, but this was a single sign kit that I have. But again, I recommend those. This is the marquee kit. They don't make this anymore, I don't think. The Bar Mills marquees, but that's what the kit looks like. You get the marquees just as you see them, and you put them together, and they're very easy to do. We're going to do a tutorial on these, I think, definitely. The last thing I'm going to show you guys is the freight elevator kit. This is it here. It's brass. And we'll do a tutorial on this too, but I don't know if they make this anymore. But I got this from a guy who sells old detailing stuff for like $5, so it was well worth it. Anyway, that's just some of the stuff I recommend that you guys try. And I can, if you want me to recommend more great stuff, if you like what I've recommended, I can always recommend more because I'm full of that kind of stuff to recommend. Because that's my specialty. I do all the detailing. My dad is the engineering department guy. You're going to see him in the next video. I think we're going to do an engineering tutorial on train repair or something of that nature, but I haven't decided yet. Okay, so that wraps up today's episode. Again, check us out on Facebook, eBay. Like us, follow us, subscribe. And again, in the comment section, please ask your questions. And again, I'll be posting content all week long. And from now on, pretty much every week, we'll be getting new episodes of the Modeling Shop up and new Trains of the Week up. Check eBay for the monorail if you're interested. It will be up either today or tomorrow. So, again, guys, thanks as always for watching. And from all of us here at the Modeling Shop, keep on modeling.